In regards to that, while we're on the topic of theater and such, knowing your love for theater, musicals, and whatnot, because I've been in enough conversations to like see you just like go ham and like, oh my god, Hamilton, you guys, you got to check this out. Oh my god, and I gotta wonder, like, what has been your best and worst experience watching a live show before COVID, obviously.
Oh, okay. So my best experience, are we talking like professional or something that I was a part of?
Either or, like either behind the scenes, something you watch, something you've been a part of, either is fine.
Okay, my worst. Let's start with that.
All right.
The last musical I was a part of was the spring musical last year, called Bright Star,
Mm-hmm.
and the actress that I was assigned to, and she was the main character who had to basically time travel between the 20s and 40s,
All right.
because the show kind of does these flashbacks until the flashback is concurrent with um our other protagonist. And ultimately, sorry, I'm going to spoiler alert, the mom uh, finds her son, and it turns out her son is working for her in the um, publishing office that they both work at.
Mm-hmm.
And ultimately, the flashbacks kind of lead up to that. But in these flashbacks, we had quick changes, obviously. And they needed someone. Obviously, I had a little bit of a reputation that, like, hey, you need to do this because you're actually good at it. Thank you so much. See you later. I was like, okay, sure. It was really flattering because I was invited back. Anyway, so it was like choreographing a dance. I
Oh.
promise you, you will never find anything more stressful in terms of quick changes in a musical unless you're like in a like show like The King and I or Anastasia.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, so there's this one scene where she and her the character
Mm-hmm.
where the main character and her significant other get intimate, and she has to slide off of a platform, undress, and get into a different outfit, same time
Ooh.
period. And as soon as she changes, she has to walk back on, kind of like a boomerang. Okay.
Oh. Okay.
So she's sliding on this platform, and what I have to do is I have to tell everybody to get out of my way, like be away from this angle, like from this, like, I want to call it a track, but it's not like the track in like the sense where you pull something. It's like a runner's track. Like there's like a lane. Y'all need to get out of it. So, so she bolts off of the platform, and then
Yeah.
that I timed it. She bolts off the platform, zips. She's in the middle of unzipping herself. She drops her outfit. Obviously, she's got bloomers on, so it's not a big deal. So
Uh-huh.
I you know how like you pull on your pants to pull them back up?
Yeah.
I pulled that ish right up for her. I zipped her up, tied her bow in the back, and then shoved her.
Okay.
Like not literally shoved her, but I ushered her back to let her know she was ready. And that shit, my hands were shaking, and that took me 8 seconds.
Wow.
Like that is my fastest quick change, and I am so proud of that. And it was smooth like butter because we what we did is we before every show we spend a half hour rehearsing.
Yeah.
And if we needed to change anything, if there was something that was added from the costume department, we would have to rehearse those things. Or kind of like a fight call. Like if there's something where that includes combat, you usually rehearse the combat before the show, so that way it's fresh.
Mm-hmm.
And then a little bit after that scene, she has to time travel into the quote unquote present.
Yeah.
And so the same dress that I just zipped her in, I have to zip her out and I have to put her in this purple jumpsuit. And this is where it gets worse.
Oh
I was
no.
shaking so much, and this blazer was a button up. I buttoned her freaking blazer one button too high. So she
Huh.
went out looking like a hot mess. And I was so embarrassed. And this is a live show. It wasn't a dress rehearsal.
Oh
She
no.
literally goes out like a hot mess. And she's like, it looked like she was coming out of I forgive me, but it looked like she was coming out of a dick appointment. I'm sorry. Like it was entirely my fault. Like her makeup was fine, her hair was fine, earrings, glasses, perfect. But then her blazer, and I felt so bad. I was so embarrassed. I was literally about to cry.
Oh.
Oh god, any techies or dressers out there will know. You know,
Oh.
like I'm probably just complaining, but like yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, but that was the worst thing that happened. The worst and best thing.
Okay.
So, I guess two birds, one stone.
All right. Cool. All right. Yeah, I'll buy that. Yeah, like that's the thing. That's so thing about that. Like, especially because I'm like I felt fortunate. Like my job was just to make sure. The only worst situation that happened, like thankfully, the only bad thing that ever happened was during technical rehearsal or whatever. We had to because when we were working on Little Shop, the voice of fucking Audrey too, very talented singer by the way. He had
Yeah,
to
he is amazing.
Yeah, and we were trying to work on a way to, like we had to transport him up and down for that, the big bow. So, he was down
Right.
so, there was an elevator at the backstage. My responsibility was to make sure that I brought him up. During one of the technical rehearsals, the elevator wouldn't fucking open, like, on time, like, okay, so because originally I was like, "Okay, exit elevator, try to get him out of there." So, originally I walked out of the elevator and walked him out to the elevator and just guided him up. That wasn't a good idea because the elevator would sometimes just close and just not open. So, I just went in the elevator and I held the whole fucking thing with sheer willpower until he got over here. So, thankfully, we got it on time. So,
Oh my gosh.
hopefully I
I
didn't break it.
vaguely
Yeah.
remember that. I vaguely was
Yeah.
like, "Wait, where's Audrey 2? Oh my
Yeah.
god."
Yeah.
And then oh shoot. Oh man. Good times. We love the theater.
Yeah. Yeah, whenever we book those things.